Hello and welcome everyone to Last Level Plus. I'm Mr. Black and this is my first 15 with Fractured Space, a capital ship space combat game currently available on Steam Early Access and which I've heard described as a space MOBA. Now, I've yet to engage in any deep space combat, however I have checked into the game's options and a couple of its other menus, and currently the options are a little on the limited side, with even its advanced options only offering effect, shadow quality, anti-aliasing, post-processing, and texture quality, which I've set as thus for anyone curious as far as checking into the game's visual fidelity. I would hope, especially within the game options, that additional controls are implemented later on, seeing as this game is a competitive title, and thus only the option to invert axes is a little on the limited side, at least as far as I understand it. As for the audio, multiple channels are available, which is always nice to see, and like I mentioned, I've yet to engage in combat yet, so once I check into the How to Play tab, I anticipate I may conduct a couple of episodes on this game, and I anticipate as well that given the nature of it with regard to one's ships and one's crew, the functionality of which escapes me at present, I anticipate a rather steep learning curve, and so I want to take this with a rather measured approach and not necessarily rush into it, as I think that may be a mistake in attempting to learn the game. Now, as for the hangar, it looks as though there are multiple manufacturers for each of the ships available, and I kind of like that about it, that it is essentially kind of starting to establish a setting for itself, and that they are aesthetically differently, and also, I love the look of that thing. A little note, which those connected to the modding communities of various games may find rather interesting, is that the rather very well-respected modder Millennia, known for a great deal of work on the Fallout games as well as for some mods for some of the Stalker mods that have come out, is working for Edge Case Games, the developers of Fractured Space, and is currently working on some of the ship models, according to a couple of messages I've seen from him. So it's interesting to see his capabilities in a professional capacity on display with this game. Anyway, let's see. Tech trees, I'm assuming, are the unlock progressions of the respective, there we are, is the word I was searching for, manufacturers, and so I'm unsure as yet how exactly one might expect to progress. Crew, as I mentioned before, is an interesting little thing, which I think, as I understand it, reading some of these entries, represents essentially modular components of one's ship, and each allows for a passive addition to a ship's capabilities, which I kind of like the idea of. It means that one can sort of collect crew members in an almost TCG-esque manner and customize one's ship capabilities that way. And it seems like an interesting system, albeit one that I hardly understand currently, although I like the overall idea of. Now, I noticed there are a couple of disparate currency systems. I'm not sure exactly which is which, although within the store I may parse that out. It seems as though most of the items in the store are priced at real currency, and so I'm not entirely sure whether or not platinum or credits actually come into this, or whether they are utilized for other functions within the game. And it seems as though most of the packs available for access to the current early access version of the game, as well as just the bonuses that they offer in and of themselves, offer what seems like boosters, skins, and the Vanguard, the most expensive at the bottom, a unique premium ship, which I might hope is not necessarily strictly superior to any other ships and is uniquely skinned, or perhaps has a give and take in its stats and is not necessarily strictly superior in any way. I'm not sure. I have no knowledge of that whatsoever, and it looks as though within the store as well, one can acquire new crew members, and I like the art style of this as well. So I'm very curious as to the way this game will actually function. Now, let's return to the hub and learn to play, as I'm not about to jump straight into deep space combat without actually learning the helm. Let's see. Number 1. The map is split into 5 separate sectors. 2. Ships travel between sectors by jumping. Hold 5 and select a destination to begin charging your jump. Okay, I was expecting like an actual tutorial, not just a set of bullet points. While charging a jump, ships take increased damage. I would assume that would be due to the fact that it's routing power away from shields and into a jump module. I'm assuming. Number 4. Capture mining facilities to gather resources for your team. 5. Use resources to upgrade your ship at your base or captured forward stations. Okay. 6. During the game, the gas facility will become available at regular intervals. I assume I'll need that in order to refuel and actually maintain mobility. 7. The gas facility will award temporary buffs to whichever team captures it. Okay. 8. Capture the enemy base to win the game. It deals huge damage to attackers, so upgraded ships are needed. So bases are very heavily defended. Okay. I was hoping to, kinda go through a test flight. Not just a little instruction manual that I just reached out of my ship's glove box. Okay then, launch. And where are the countdown? I assume initialize game. I hear noises. What's happening? Oh, I see. Select a server. Looks as though currently there is a rather limited number of players available. Actually, no. All of these are matches in progress, and these are currently in warm-up. So I'll connect to US West. Join failed. Okay, fine. What about US East? Join failed. Okay, refresh. I assume those matches have already started. Alright, connect to that. Why are all of these joins failing? Aha! Connected to a match. Press R to get ready. Press F1 to change ships. Okay, confirm my ship selection. I am not sure. Switch team info. If the other team has less members, you'll be switched instantly. Otherwise, at least one player from each team must make a request in order to switch teams. Okay, then, I think R to ready. Oh, I see, a countdown until the round starts. I am completely unfamiliar with this UI. I am not sure what I'm looking at. And also, a quick note, I noticed on the hub, I cut this out, that the developers are well aware of that connection issue. Marie Ann Moreau? I think you were a captain. What do I do? Oh, I'm already under fire. Okay. I'm attempting to use... Okay, WASD does actually move my ship. Oh, I move about like a lumbering titan of the skies. I like it. I'm reminded a little of EVE Online, except I've direct control over my ship. So, let's see. I'm trying to make sense of this. I assume that on the lower right are the 5 sectors described earlier, and it looks as though at the bottom of the screen are tooltips for all of my abilities. So number 1 is a boost. Left mouse button is a flat cannon. Can I do that? Oh, I like that. That's got a deep resonance to it. Right mouse button is disable. That's what, an EMP cannon? 4 is point defense. What does point defense do? I'm just checking each of these modules for their functions. I'm not sure. Maybe that's an active defense module of sorts. Let's see. 5. Jump drive, right. So, I assume I need to use the jump drive in order to access the different sectors. I assume. I love the actual, like, industrial look of these ships. They don't actually look all that hyper-advanced. Like, it almost looks like something one might expect, you know, only just slightly more advanced versions of today's technology to produce, and I like that about it. That's a very cool design. Okay, so I think I see a lot of fire. Thankfully, I think that's friendly fire aiming at an enemy. How do I descend? I'm not sure whether or not I'm operating on a fully 3-dimensional plane, or whether or not it's an illusory 3-dimension, and I'm actually still only working in terms of forward, back, left, and right, and not necessarily up and down. Do E and Q do anything? I can't quite tell. Okay, E is actually moving me laterally, and Q, I assume, yes, will move me laterally in the opposite direction. So I'm learning slowly. I want to engage in combat, though. Let's see, can I use S to nose down? Apparently not. So, let's see. I guess I'll try a jump drive. Ship upgrade is available. Okay. How do I do that? Upgrade pending. They're all dead. Who are all dead? I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, so jump drive to Gamma sector? No, Gamma is the center and there's no one there. Let's jump to Alpha 1, as it looks as though there are enemies present there. Oh, Gregory Durov. Oh, I like that. That was awesome. I think I'll increase the volume for my next episode, as it seems as though the volume is rather low in this game currently. So, okay, that facility over in the distance is circled in red, which I assume indicates it is under the control of enemies. So, I have a targeting reticle available now. Let's loose a little flak, shall we? I'm not sure whether or not enemies are present. Oh, I see one. I see an enemy. Open fire. Can I... Oh! Middle mouse zooms in. Excellent. Can I hit them with flak at this range? Nope, the flak detonates at a certain range. Okay. And it seems as though my disabling laser has a rather lengthy cooldown, which is kind of unfortunate. However, I am now reinforced. Excellent. Let's see. Let's hit 1 for boost. How much does that boost me? Significantly! Alright! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Turn! 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 Okay. Serrano Merc! Oh, that's lasers. No, rockets. Ow! Okay. Dealing significant damage, I think. Hit them with the disable. Yes! I'm not sure whether or not what I'm doing is good. I think it is, because I think mine enemies are destroyed. And I shall soon fall. Oh no. Damn. I am not sure what just happened, but he's gone. Okay. Where's my own armor? I can't see. Alright. Clearly he's able to maneuver in a vertical range. I'm just not sure how. Oh! Oh my! There is active damage on the hull! I like that. That's a very nice touch. You are about to go down. You are almost down. I want to destroy you! I want a capital ship victory, yes! Alright. I am a little worse for wear. However, I kinda like the visual of that. So, do I open fire on their base? Is that what I do now? I'm noticing a little latency. I'm not sure exactly what is causing that. I'm not sure whether or not I'm supposed to fire on these or capture them. I think due to its ring, I may need to capture it. Yeah, my ally over here is not firing on it. So... Yes, okay, capturing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fire on the very base I wanted to reappropriate. I'm still very new to this whole captaining thing and all. You think he plans it all out or just makes it up as he goes along? I'm not sure. I'm just... Okay. They're all dead. Okay. I like this. As expected, there is a rather stark learning curve. However, I'm learning, slowly but surely. What I want to know is how to navigate... Ow! Vertically. As it seems as though I ought to be able to, I just can't. Or at least I'm not aware of how. Alright, I want to boost right up into them. Ow! I kind of anticipated I might die, as I was already heavily damaged from that previous firefight. Alright then, respawning. I want to muck about with some of these controls. Ah, and apparently the C key activates an autopilot of sorts, as I am accelerating and I am not touching any of the control modules. Oh god, that's an asteroid! Oh, I am not... Sorry. At least collision damage isn't a thing, I don't think. Okay. I kinda should have just killed half my crew. I apologize. You all signed the life insurance policies when you joined on this combat venture. You knew you were joining the crew of an unseasoned captain. They hit one of ours. Yeah, I know. I hit one of ours. Okay, I cannot make any sense of any vertical movement controls, and I'm not sure whether or not any exist. So I'm off for Gamma Sector, such that I might reclaim this hulking satellite facility from mine enemies. Let's see, it looks as though 0 enemy contact on the grids, so I ought to be okay to capture this. Let's see, I see I have upgrades pending. Do I hit the number 3 key? No. I think that means I have 3 upgrade, like, credits to make use of. What was that? Oh! An ally gating in. Alright, good. So, I assume I can now capture this once I enter a certain range of it. And I recall something from the tutorial regarding my ability. Why did I come to a complete stop? Okay, a little latency. I can upgrade, I think, at one of our facilities. So I think I need to return to one of those captured points and then upgrade. Okay, why can't I capture this? Okay, he just jumped out. I'm not sure exactly what the functionality of Point Gamma is, but I cannot capture it, so let's see. It looks as though Beta 2 is... Oh, I see. I can't gate into sectors currently under enemy control. At least, not Beta 2 and Alpha 2. I'm not sure why not. Oh well. I'll head back to Beta 1. Oh, I see. They're actually the same sector, they're just different zones of that sector. I can't teleport, or rather jump, straight into their area of control. I have to gate into the area that we have some leverage in. I see. Now I wonder, since they already control all of Echo and Alpha, can I gate into... Neither of them. Okay then. Well, I can gate to Team Base 2, right? No, I can't. Okay. It seems as though once one claims total control over a sector, you keep control over that. At least your team does. Okay. Starting to understand, I think. Correct me if at any stage I am incorrect, as I am making nothing more than only slightly educated assumptions regarding the functionality of this game. I must be able to descend, as I couldn't actually reach that sphere of control. I must be able to descend, and he's actively ascending. I just don't know how. Okay. And I checked the menu. I couldn't find any key bindings, and so I couldn't check the keys. I'll check one more time. Let's see. Game controls, audio options, game options. Again, there's no key bindings. I can't check whether or not I'm missing something, which I know I am at this stage. Okay. I'll make use of what I can. Alright, let's boost through the asteroids. Oh no. Oh! I lose a great deal of maneuverability when boosting. Okay. I'm very glad that collision damage is not a thing. Okay. All reverse. All reverse full. Now, all forward. Okay. I'm just tailing that guy as he controls everything. Okay. I've lost. I've learned a very hard lesson in these stars. Okay, let's see. I at least killed one enemy. I am happy about this, and I only died the one time myself. So I can't say I did entirely magnificently, however, I wasn't entirely terribly either. So I like this. I'm very, very intrigued with Fractured Space. However, I can tell, as I expected, it's a very steep learning curve to understand this game. Now, what are the match rewards? Looks as though 524 XP, 3,774 credits. Now, what exactly can I put that toward? I am not sure. And that is what I want to check. So I'll close this. Yes. It's not automatically matching me to another round, is it? I don't think so. Alright then. So, tech tree. What do I do with you? What are these points? Because these are not currency. They're a completely different symbol, as it is that red, white, and blue star. I'm not entirely sure. So... Oh, I see. Alright, I think that was actually an XP cost, and due to the fact that I just flew under, apparently, a United Space Research craft, I've now earned 524 XP under their manufacturer's control. So now I can put those points toward the unlocking of additional ships within their tree. Okay, I understand now. I'm starting to get this. Now, what are credits for? Nothing in the store, I don't think. Do crew members cost credits? I'm not sure. Okay, what about under the hangar? Can I buy a new ship with credits? Ship design. Goliath model not owned yet. How do I own you? You are unlocked via platinum, which I am unsure as to the source of. I assume it's a paid currency. And I'll also check, while I can, whether or not it seems as though it is different in any way. No, it looks as though it is only cosmetically different from the default, as I'm looking at the hull strength and max speed, which are the only statistics I know how to check right now. Change loadout, perhaps? Ah, I see. Okay, so it looks as though these other unlocks for ships also require XP to unlock. Alright, it looks as though one must accrue a great deal of XP in order to make progress. Okay, I'm starting to understand this incrementally. So, I like the fact that it seems as though premium content is non-existent, and it is only cosmetic differences that these different skins allow for, which is good. Now, I'm simply curious what I might use. Ooh, I like the look of you. Any of my credits for, or whether or not that is a system that is not currently in the game. I'm not sure. I am honestly not sure, as I've checked as much as I know how to check, and I can't find anything I can use credits for. And so I suspect it may end up something that I'm either missing completely or is yet to receive implementation in the game. Either way, let me know what you guys think. I am absolutely going to check into this game in future episodes as it receives updates and as I attempt to understand it a little better. I can't necessarily promise I'll conduct another episode immediately following this one, as I've clearly demonstrated I am absolutely inept at controlling the ships in this game as yet, and yet I want to understand it a little more. It reminds me of what I kind of wanted out of some of the combat of EVE Online, and so I want to understand it, and I want to gain some skill with it, and then return to it and demonstrate a much deeper understanding of the game. As it is, my first impressions of the game are absolutely positive, and while it is currently only available to those who invest in Founders Packs for access to the early access version, it is slated for free-to-play release once it is actually finished, and once it is fully released. And as I recall looking at the dev notes on Steam, that is expected for sometime in late 2015, so it's not terribly far off. So this has been my first 15 with Fractured Space. I certainly recommend it. Check it out, at least add it to your watch list if space combat is something that, like myself, you are interested in. So, I am Mr. Black here at Last Level Press, and as always, I wish you all good gaming, and Godspeed. Hear you moving. Where did you come from? Where are you going? I know where you're not. Safe.